We are here at the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey's Concussion Awareness event at Metuchen High School. The Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey is leading efforts in brain injury prevention, support, and education. Wendy, brain health is such an important topic. What are some of the things you do on a day-to-day basis working with Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey?
Sure. Well, thank you. And you're right. Brain health is so important because there is no cure for brain injuries. So our goal is really to prevent those brain injuries from happening in the first place. So we do a ton of education and outreach, trying to bring awareness to people of all ages, from birth through seniors, about ways that they can keep their brains safe. So some of those things we'll work backwards. Working with seniors, we educate them about fall prevention, what they can do in and around their house and out in the community to prevent falls. We provide them with education, exercises, and safety tips, real tips that they can bring home to make their homes safer, to make their communities safer. We do a lot of emphasis on seniors and pedestrian safety because they are also overrepresented in statistics. Falls are the leading cause of brain injury, and our seniors are the most prevalent population to sustain brain injuries through falls. Working our way down, for adults, we talk about ways that they can stay safe. Transportation safety is huge. Brain injury is a leading cause of death and disability, so we really push what folks can do to be safe in and around cars. So it's safe speeds, no distractions, no impairment, wearing seatbelts, making smart decisions when you're behind a wheel. And when you're a pedestrian, when you're on a bike, a scooter, e-scooters, e-bikes, they're getting a lot of attention. We are doing our part to be out there, making sure that people know how to partake in those activities in a safe manner. We're out in schools because sports and athletes and concussions, this is where their education begins. High school is the level where sports are becoming a little bit more competitive and folks are looking ahead. And we work really closely with schools, with athletic trainers, with coaches, trying to educate them about ways to prevent concussion, but then also how to manage concussion. Because what we have learned through the years, as you've shared, is how important it is to successfully manage that concussion so that student athlete can return both to sports and also to learning.
Joining us from the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey is their board president, Mr. Stephen Benvenisti.
Good morning, everyone. Now, we've all heard of concussions, but did you know that every concussion is a brain injury? A lot of people don't know that 283,000 of those just involve students, athletes involved in football, basketball, soccer. Some are playground injuries. It is really serious, and I know even before I got involved with the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey, when I heard concussion, I didn't think it would be that serious. So those photos, I always say, are of the most significant case of my entire career. It's actually a photograph of a student from New Jersey. So the reason why I like to open my programs telling the story of this student in this case, well, the photographs and the story, they're all of me.
All right, Stephen, thank you so much for talking with us. And I know that you are heavily involved in the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey. And a personal story, will you share a little bit about all of that?
Well, back when I was a student in New Jersey, I went to high school in Bergen County, New Jersey. I went to the College of New Jersey. It was known as Trenton State College at the time. I was about 6 weeks shy of graduating, so went on spring break with my fraternity brothers. I was on top of the world. I had law school applications that were out. And one night when I was walking, a repeat offender drunk driver crashed right into my body. And I was crossing the street. From what I understand from all the witnesses and the reconstruction, my body smashed against his hood, my head went through his windshield, and I was thrown 70 feet before I landed face down. My parents got that call that every parent's prayed they won't get in the middle of the night, telling about what happened to me. and I had such severe brain damage, as they called it now. It's now synonymous for traumatic brain injury. That I was in the deepest possible coma that could exist. There's something called the Glasgow coma score. The lowest level one could be in a coma is at a 3. I was a 3. So based on even 2025 medicine, the doctors told my parents that the prognosis was grim. They asked them to come to the hospital immediately, and they asked them to consent to my organ donation because the data at the time and even today said there was no chance of survival. I remained in that coma for a couple of weeks. I was hospitalized for half a year. I had 15 surgeries, and after a lot of work, miracles, I was able to have a full recovery. And I've been an attorney now, partner at a law firm, Davis, Saperstein & Solomon in New Jersey. We're one of the largest personal injury law firms in New Jersey. And I lead the department with regard to concussions and traumatic brain injuries.
Hi everybody, I'm Lilia, and I'm going to be telling you my experience with a concussion and my recovery with it. So last year I got a concussion. During one of my soccer matches, there was a corner kick. The girl tried to take a shot and my head got in the way. Looking at screens made it really difficult for me. But a lot of teachers were very understanding, gave me lots of time, and even gave me paper assignments that helped me a lot. But for soccer, I couldn't really play at all, and I just had to sit out and watch my friends play. When I first got it, I didn't really know what was happening to me exactly. I just thought I got hit in the head and I would just continue playing. But when I got back up, I was really, really dizzy and just like walking all like nonsensely. And all I really remember is my friends just kept yelling at me to sit back down. So eventually I sat back down and the whistle started blowing like crazy. Then I got pulled over. People did a bunch of like brain memory tests on me, and let's just say I didn't do those so well, and they're like, I probably had a concussion. We did a lot more tests, and then they officially diagnosed me with a concussion. I couldn't wear my contacts at all because it really bothered me, and even the slightest light would bother me so much. I would wear sunglasses everywhere I went. Yes. It was a little weird, people looking at me being like wearing sunglasses indoors, outdoors, if it's cloudy, not cloudy.
How long did it take until you felt maybe 100% again, or do you feel 100%?
For me to feel like 100%, about 2 weeks, but I wasn't officially cleared yet.
Yes.
So even if I felt good, I couldn't do the stuff I wanted to do because I wasn't officially cleared. And when I tried to do that, I would feel terrible afterwards with like major headaches.
Yeah, what is one thing you really want your peers to understand when it comes to brain health?
When it comes to brain health, like concussion specifically, you really just can't push through, even though if you have like a big test or a big like soccer game, any game, a performance even, it's better to just wait for you to be cleared, because if you do push through, you can have major consequences.
You did great. I'm so proud of you. It's not easy sharing your story, and I think we're very proud of Lilia for being able to do so. So let's give Lilia another round of applause. Next, we're going to invite Mrs. Molly Grant, our athletic trainer here at Metuchen High School, to speak to us.
When a concussion happens, it does not just affect performance within your sport, it affects life in the classroom too. That's why New Jersey has very specific return to play and return to learn policies designed to keep students safe and give their brains the time they need to heal. Just remember, everyone's concussion may look different, as well as the recovery timeline, so patience and honesty are key. At the end of the day, we are all only given one brain for the rest of our lives, so it is important we provide the necessary care it needs. Recovery takes a team effort: athletic trainers, coaches, teachers, nurses, parents, and most importantly, you. When everyone communicates and follows the process, recovery is smoother and safer.
I'm Mike Noth. I am the women's varsity soccer coach here at the high school, and I'm going to give you a coach's perspective on concussions. We have to educate students. We have to educate their teammates and their parents about concussion symptoms and the importance of reporting them honestly. Fostering a supportive environment is crucial, and coaches need to encourage teammates to be understanding, to be supportive. Reinforce that students' health comes first, and the recovery is a priority over any kind of immediate performance.
Our last speaker today is Mr. Anthony Maselli, Chief Operating Officer of the NJSIAA, the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association.
Back then, we didn't know what concussions were. We didn't know what the deal was. We didn't know the severity. But we would say, tough it out. You know, come on, get back in the game. Now that I know what it is, it's a whole different ballgame. Those days are over, though. At the NJSIA, we service almost 440 high schools in New Jersey. We service over 30,000 athletes in the state of New Jersey. Is the NJSIA number one responsibility is to provide a safe playing environment for every student athlete in New Jersey. That's our pledge to you.
If there's something that we should be doing, if you think there's something we should be doing in terms not only of concussion, but in terms of anything to protect you, to make your lives safe, to encourage kids to participate, let us know. It doesn't have to be me, it can be any legislator. You know, let's admit it, the biggest game of the year is coming up. You've been practicing all year, you've been playing all year, it's the playoffs, and you get a suspicion of concussion the day before. You're going to try and hide it. You know, you want to play, you think you're toughing it out, and that's the worst thing that a kid can do. And that's why it's so important to have meetings like this, assemblies like this, so kids realize the consequences of it. It's nothing minor, it's nothing, and it's so weird because I just said the expression, tough it out. Like that's the right thing to do, and it's actually the wrong thing to do.
Yes.
And I'm sure we all have examples of, we know folks that have gone through this in their lifetime.
Sure, absolutely. And New Jersey, though, has the stringest requirements for a return to play. How did this come about for New Jersey?
Again, just what I was talking about. I'm honored to have sponsored the bill. Just what I'm saying. Greg and Tom came to me and were telling me the circumstances. And basically the return to play is you cannot go back to play until, first of all, you can go back to your classes.
Yes.
You'd get doctor's clearance, and then you can go back and play.
How many people, please raise your hands, did you learn something new today about concussions that you didn't know before? Look at that, that's practically everyone in the room. So thank you again, and thank you for the wonderful speakers, and thank you to Senator.
As you can see, the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey's mission is to support anyone impacted by brain injury, as well as to promote brain injury prevention. Another way of furthering this mission is through their annual walks to raise funds and awareness. Today, we're lucky enough to be joining them here at Paramus at one of these events. Tell me, what is your role with the Brain Injury Alliance?
Sure, so my role is a public education coordinator for the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey. First thing that I've learned about brain injury is it's really a silent epidemic. That's not something that I really thought, because you can't really see brain injuries, especially traumatic brain injuries. For acquired brain injuries, which is something that's occurred after birth, strokes, brain tumors, aneurysms, those you can kind of see more if you've had more physical symptoms and effects. But with traumatic brain injuries, those concussions, you can't see. So there's people that I've met, especially at exhibiting events, community events, that they have told me, oh, I had a brain injury. I would have never thought. They look perfect, healthy as day. So it really made me think about the work that Brain Injury Alliance is doing to bring awareness, to bring education, that someone might be suffering from a brain injury at that moment and you have no idea. So it really I'm so glad to be part of an organization that is so committed to this work.
Natalie, thank you for being willing to share your story today about why you're here. Please, just whatever you'd like to share with us about what brought you here today.
Yeah, so my fiance was overseas, and he was a pedestrian struck by a motor vehicle in Hong Kong. And the moment we heard the word, we got on a plane and went there. We spent 2 months in Hong Kong supporting him until he was ready to fly back to the States. So we're happy to have him here. He's at Kessler Institute of Rehab in Saddlebrook, and he's making gains every day, and we're just so excited to see him every day and see the community too that comes with it. To have everyone here to support us is just overwhelmingly beautiful.
I heard you have a really big team.
Yes, we have like 100 people coming.
Oh my God, that's
We did a lot of fundraising, and we're very excited.
There's a lot of different avenues, different ways that people can learn, even for caregivers. A lot of people overlook caregivers, and they are just equally as seen just as a person that has had a brain injury. So I think if we bring more awareness to every single person that has been affected, the families of brain injury, the friends of people of brain injury, then I think we'll do more of a better job to get people aware and bring that education. Every single event I've been to, everyone is so thankful for BIANJ, because they're like, I had no idea. I wish I knew about you guys 15 years ago. I'm like, oh, well, we're here, never too late.